Hey, how's everybody doing out there?
Hi.
So we have a very special edition of Two Micks in a Wop, not a podcast.
I'm so excited.
Hey, right, Mick.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, left, Mick.
Tweet.
Hey, left, Mick. As you can see, Left Mick is not with us. We're just going to get right down to brass tacks. As you can see, we have a mystery guest with us. This is a very exciting episode. This is the Legends episode. So we're just going to get right down to it, okay? He puts the creep E in EMT. He is the leader of ghouls, disaster, and public safety schools. He will steal your soul on the way to the North Pole. He is Pete Mitchell. We are so honored to have you here with us today.
Awesome.
It's a pleasure.
Wow. That was an intro.
Well, we try to go big here for our big guests.
I've seen your show. I got it.
This guy. So, let's just start off. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's been interesting. It's I tell you, when you get old, it gets interesting. How that is, well, you just have to kind of figure it out yourself.
You say that like it wasn't interesting when you were young.
A lot of learning. The pain wasn't near as bad. The stupid things you did when you were younger do come back to haunt you.
Yeah. I could attest to that one. So
we're not going to bring that up now, are we?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do have a plethora of questions for you.
Oh, good. And just to let you know, I don't know anything about the questions. We haven't talked before. Heck, I don't even know you anymore. So your goat's gotten longer.
Yeah, and you still know me. I'm the same, but matured. I've matured. I'm getting older too. Those pains are creeping in. I got one more kid since I seen you last.
Another kid.
Yeah. Yeah. She just turned 1 in April.
Is this your wife next to you, or?
No, that
I'm just a very big fan.
This is the right Mick.
Hi.
The right Mick. Okay. What happened to the left Mick?
He will be here. He will be here shortly.
You better hurry up.
Yeah, I know. He was very excited to see you.
Oh, okay.
So, my first question I have to ask is,
sure.
For those that don't know, I'll just dabble into your credentials just a little bit. I don't want to read all of them off because I don't know that we have enough time for this podcast to hit all of them. So you basic and advanced graduate in emergency vehicle operations, basic and graduate in California Superbike School, nationally licensed starter.
Fun. That had nothing to do with EMS.
Okay, so
I tell you, it saved my you-know-what being on a cafe bike on a road course.
Well, you obviously being an EMT, that's where you started, right? That was your first thing. So where did the transition come from being an EMT to being into makeup and disaster scenes and things like that?
I did not like the way the training was done, and I felt there was a better way to do it. Back in the day, most of the what we call a aftermath makeup was going on with some of the bigger makeup people. Was all from Vietnam. We're talking the 60s and early 70s. And I was working for a JC project down here called Blood Mansion. It was very popular. It was the first haunt that was a for nonprofit, if you will. We raised money, for the community and things. We raised a lot of money. Alice Cooper came by, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, they're getting kind of off the deal. I didn't like the way the training was done, so I developed a makeup using some of the stuff that we got from the haunted house, and I started looking on things that I was seeing in the field, the injuries and things like that, and I was just replicating them. And that's different, when you fall off a bike and you slide on the pavement. There's just different abrasions. You have different avulsions. You have different lacerations. It's all different. Vietnam was pretty cruel, and we still are showing the scars of it today. So I figured there was a better way to do it. My whole thing in business, my business 101, is if you want the world to be the path to your door, build a mirror mousetrap. When you're talking about doing makeup, well, everybody can do makeup. Effects makeup, aftermath makeup. It's a matter, do you have the skill and the focus to do it? And that's what I kind of keyed on. I just kept doing and doing and doing. And then in 1981, I won an Emmy Award. So I was an EMT dabbling in production and got a National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Emmy.
No, what project did you win the Emmy with?
Dan Rather did 5.5 minutes on The Company, and they pulled the footage off of that, plus a lot of my other things that I had done. We had different video news agencies from around the world were knocking at my door and saying, we want to do something on you. And I, sure.
That's pretty awesome.
Well, it is. I mean, it's for somebody to just kind of goofing around, if you will. And I'm just, back in the day, I was making $35 a shift. That was 12 hours. So this is big now.
Yeah, to say the least, right?
When we did some other things with marketing and PR firms, we were going into nightclubs and doing the makeup, utilizing the makeup that we have, which was Joe Blasco. And it was stuff that was 49% pigmented. We could put it on and it stayed on, but it wasn't greasy like your Steins, your Miron, your other types of makeup that you can get. This was expensive stuff. A little tube was, $30.
Yeah.
But it lasted you pretty much forever if you used it sparingly, if you will. And you could. And once we got the makeup on, it didn't come off. You couldn't sweat it off. It came off when you wanted it to come off. So with that going in 85, 86, I got contacted by Six Flags here in Georgia, and they wanted me to come out and start working on their promotion. At that time was called Halloweekends, sponsored by Colonial Bread. And so
this was pre-Fright
walk
Fest?
around characters and stuff like that.
This was pre-Fright Fest?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was the making it was going into. We did Halloweekends for a couple of years. Then they shifted and we did Fright Nights. There was a problem with the copyright and the trademark on Fright Nights.
From the movie?
Miller Brew. No. Movie. No, the Miller Brewing picked that up. And so we went to Fright Fest, kind of making it more family friendly because we were still kind of a family park then. And that was fine with us.
Speaking of the Joe Blasco,
Joe
Joe Blasco Blue, how did that come about? Or the
What?
JPM Blue.
I had a friend that was at Joe Blasco that I'd always contact. And when I was in either Hollywood or Orlando, I'd go by and give a class on the special trauma makeup that we did. And they liked it so much, they honored me with getting a blue that they named JPM, and the red, that was mine. It was a color that when you use it, you can do a bruise in 15 seconds. It's that, and it goes on just like a regular bruise. It's real hard to tell that it's not, but it's not.
So they made this kind of like as a ode and an honor to you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty
It was
awesome.
just kind of a thank you. Joe had been in the business a long time. Some of the people that he did was Phyllis Diller, famous comedian back in the day. Here's one you probably know, Carol Burnett. Um, and he did a lot of different women. If you've ever seen a picture of Phyllis without the makeup, it's ghastly. So he had a makeup that, his makeup definitely worked.
So I'm going to switch it up a little bit here. Your client list is ridiculous. You've worked for
No.
the Air Force, the Marines, the Navy, the Fox of LA, the FBI, which I have a question about, actually.
All right.
You did what did you do with them? Was it crime scene investigation stuff? Are you allowed to even talk about that?
Well, they know where you are. I just want to let you know that.
Oh, they know where everybody is.
No, our thing was mass and multi-casualty, and what we normally find out when we do these things, we are testing along with training to see if the first responders know what they're doing when they're coming in. And the only way to test it is to test it realistic. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Oh, right.
And that was our deal.
So
We
kind of
bring
like live action training.
Well, it's hands on. You can't use a Recessa-Ann to go up and get a pulse on it. Can't do it. Ain't no
Right.
pulse. So we put a live actor into that role, and then they're playing off of what a live actor would actually be and do. We did one. Did you come out and do the one we did at Six Flags?
No.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We blew up the Raging Bull.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
See,
And we actually had explosions and fireballs, and Gurney Fire came in, Gurney PD, and and then the staff for Six Flags to figure out if they knew what they were doing, and they really did a fairly decent job.
While we're talking about Six Flags, I wanted to.
I thought you wanted to know more about the FBI and stuff.
Oh, all right. Yeah, we'll stick with the FBI for a minute, actually. But we're gonna get back to Six Flags, and you know it.
Yeah,
so,
I do.
Did you have a feeling of? I guess what did it feel like to know that you were working with the FBI? You were like, I mean, that's America's police right there. You know what I mean? It's not some county brownies. It's the FBI.
Yeah, it's the FBI, but they're strictly under an investigative bureau. They are not the definitive law enforcement that's out there. They're federal, which means if they're there, you did something bad. They don't play like everybody else kind of does. It took us like 3 days to kind of make them, to convince that we did what we did on the degree, just so that we can do a background and get intel into the FBI and other agencies, and that coming out of the FBI. What was it like working for them? No different than really anybody else. Everybody from police chiefs, fire chiefs and stuff, they think when the FBI shows up, I'm going to turn it over to you. You got it. And the FBI is not there to take over. The FBI is there to back you up, get you resources, no different than FEMA does in one of these things. Strange to say. But they're there on an investigative bureau. That's what they're there for. They help you, the local agency, along with conducting their own investigation, to find out the who, what, when, where, and how.
So all that stuff in they show in the movies, that's all BS. I mean, how Agent Brower from the FBI comes in and all of a sudden it's his case, and the local law enforcement, they got nothing to do with it anymore.
I
You know what I mean?
have never seen that. I have seen a lot of police chiefs that have gone, oh, the FBI's here. It's theirs. And they look at him and go, nope, we'll be right over here if you need us.
See, that's interesting. I would have never thought. I would have just assumed it was like in the movies. What about
No,
you,
because
Redman?
now it's TV, movies, and stuff. I mean, it's a good story, but you got to be careful what you read on these things and the internet. And
Well, especially nowadays.
TV, it's a movie. There's not really vampires out there, chewing on your neck and gorging yourself with blood.
Are you
somewhat.
sure? All right.
Am I sure? Hell, I don't know.
Speaking of your clients, he's bursting at the seams. He wants to ask a question. Just wait. Just hold on. I have one more question.
Like your beard, dude.
Yeah. So
that's work there.
Your client, like I said, your client list is huge. Obviously, you're a businessman through and through, and I respect you to the utmost for that. There's got to be at least one person you've been around, one client, one horror con, one something where some person came across you and you're like, he gave you a little starstruck. Who was it?
The first one was John Denver. I was his medic here in Atlanta, and that was the one I kind of, because I'd listened to his music, and he was just really down to earth and nice. Jim Carrey, I wasn't starstruck, but I was so glad that it's a character. He's a character. And when he's not on, he's just like you and I. Tommy Lee Jones. Oh my God.
Coal miner's daughter.
Well, he has a very strong tendency, because he has a master's degree from Harvard in English, that he knows everything. And if you've ever seen The Fugitive,
he does.
That's Tommy. That is exactly Tommy Lee Jones. Trying to remember his name. Gary Busey.
Oh, I'm sure he was a character. No,
Huge. But he's a character actor.
Was he one of those guys when the camera wasn't around? He was just normal as can be.
No,
he was just. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get the vibe from him that he's always been cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
He's cranked. All right. Let's just say he's cranked. I don't know how he got there. Well, I do, but I'm not going to say anything. I like Gary because he did talk down to, he talked down to me. He was down to earth with me. The first day I was there, a PA brought him some coffee, and it's the whole McDonald's thing. It was a hot coffee, and it poured it on his stomach, and he had a second to third degree burn from this damn coffee. And I got some medication, and it cleaned up like in 3 days. I've got a picture of him that says, savior of the scar. Now, I can't say that he's as weird as when he didn't fall off the motorcycle and pop the egg, but that's why you wear helmets.
Yeah.
I heard he said sober stands for son of a bitch, everything's real.
Sounds like him. Couldn't get. I wasn't around when he was doing that, but now he breaks every word down. I think something must have hit on that right side that dislodged. Let's make syllables out of letters. I don't know.
Creative.
Sally Field. We became kind of about, because she's cute as a button.
Hmm.
And we did her makeup for the press junket for Murphy's Romance. And I'd worked with Jim Garner before. He had a movie called Tank. You can actually go and see that movie, and you can see me at the end of it, because I grabbed Jim by the scruff of the neck, and I pulled him out of the tank like 3 or 4 times. And after the second time he did, he says, "Where the hell have you been through this damn movie? I've had to pop out of this damn tank so many times. I can't do it anymore." But he's kind of an old friend. We have a LPGA pro, and she was his golf pro for a couple of years, because he's really into golf.
So,
And Alice Cooper, you can't get a more down to earth individual. And you talk that I'm business. That guy's business. He knows. Well, he's been around it. Geez, what, 60 some odd that he's been doing that.
Yeah, and it's
And
to
he's
be
still doing it.
to be in that industry and to be relevant over that amount of time says something about your marketing and business skills. You know what I
But he
mean?
knows everybody, the mamas and the papas. He was close. Everybody from the mamas and the papas all the way up. Cream, Led Zeppelin. They knew him. They know him. He's, he makes a show. And isn't that why you want to go see what he does?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not just get up there and sing a song, then talk.
You
then
worked
sing a
pretty
song, sing a
extensively
song.
with him, didn't you?
What's that?
You worked pretty extensively with him, didn't you, for a little bit?
A bit, yeah. I did down here in Atlanta, and then when we were doing Brutal Planet, they asked me to go down to St. Louis and do his makeup down there for press and for the show, that was a highlight. He didn't start the show until I was there, and he told the band, he says, make sure he's up front. And you couldn't ask for a better guy. He's just, I consider him a very good friend, and he's just a really nice guy. You meet some really great people in the industry.
You still talk to him from time to time?
No, I haven't had time.
No, I get that.
Santa.
All right. We're gonna let Right Mick take over for a minute. I'm gonna just let him go. Sorry.
Actually, this is for the WAP. He really wanted you to mention Chuck Norris's name.
Okay. I did have a Chuck Norris question. Does he have a fist under his beard?
What?
Chuck Norris.
Does he have a what?
A fist under his beard, another fist.
No. I don't think
because
so.
he's pretty tough.
I told you he didn't.
No, his beard's not that big as your Right Mick and mine. It's very tight. He's a very tight individual. He gets all of his clothes are all kind of like, go whip your ass.
Santa, you would still put him on the nice list, right?
Oh, sure. Chuck was nice. Aaron was the one. Aaron was the sound for Chuck. Chuck was really nice. He was just, this is what I do, and he was very good at it. I would say he did most of his own stunts. When I worked with him, he was just really nice to get along with.
I bet Santa would even put Tommy Lee Jones on a nice list.
All right.
Well, it's like we say at the North Pole, my friend. There's always time.
So we have left Mick appearing from the darkness. He looks a little grumpy.
Hi, Left Mick. You're missing Santa Claus. He's on.
Here, let him squeeze by over here. Sorry, we apologize here.
Oh, that's quite okay.
All right.
Who's that?
Sorry.
But you already know
about
Santa,
that.
huh?
All right, so
No, I don't know. Who's that sitting down? He's large.
that's left Mick. We're gonna plug him in. He's gonna sit down, but while he's getting
Left
hooked up,
Oh my God, you've ballooned like a fucking ape. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
I miss what's
You
here.
shocked me, Sean. You just shocked the heck out of me.
Oh,
Huh?
where's my volume?
Well, you're a big boy. You've grown up.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Kind of.
Great
Grows
to
up
see
and he
you.
grows up.
Great to see you too.
so
When did you guys start this?
we started about
Early.
about a half hour ago because we had a little time zone issue. That was my bad. Once again, I apologize to everybody out there. I apologize to Pete. He's on a different time zone than us. So when I say 10 o'clock to us, that's 9 o'clock is 10 o'clock to him. So
Yeah.
But
No
all right.
problem.
Santa.
Right, Mick. I have to tell you something about Right Mick. He was not too shabby of a Santa himself.
I
out
did
in
it once.
Florida. And
I
he
can
was
see the resemblance. Looks very nice.
he was so excited when I told him that Macy's Santa was going to be on the show.
That's the pinnacle of it all.
Well,
Right.
I tell you, if you've never been to New York and seen the parade, it doesn't the television doesn't do it justice because there's 3.5 million people along that 2.25 mile parade course. It is just something to see.
Me and Lefnick are gonna go to New York again. We want to see you.
You let me know you're coming, and
I guess.
I'll see what I can do.
Ooh, that sounds like you
Santa!
might get some VIP Santa treatment, maybe. But you got to get there first.
Okay, that's okay. So,
You gotta get
isn't
there.
it true? Where you're at, that's the pinnacle of all Santa Clauses. After
So I've
that,
heard.
when it's time, you're gonna be the real one. You're the next in line.
Right.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy.
Well, anything can happen, but I've already got the suit. It's already been styled, and it's all there.
And you've
So,
been to Macy's Day Parade Santa Claus for how many years now?
I've been since 2009.
You told me like 3 or 4 years.
I did I give you
That's
a
way to
the
bust him
Santa.
yeah, well,
Love you, Santa.
Good, loved you too. I know you've been a good little boy, and I
Mhm.
think that's wonderful.
Yeah, and I'm nice.
show him the shirt.
Say your
Stand up so
prayers.
let him get a good look at the shirt.
Oh, I'm waiting for you to check the nice.
Sean, can you do that for me, please?
Not my nipple. The check.
The marker.
All right, take it down a notch. We have Santa on. We be
I know,
respectful.
I'm just excited. Sorry, Santa.
All right. So before excuse me.
Yeah,
I still have a few questions for you.
sure.
And before we get to the good stuff,
Uh,
I want to ask a little serious question. How was it navigating your business through COVID?
my business, there was none.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So did you
Because
take
JPM was hands on. That didn't exist anymore. What did exist about 4 months after the shutdown in February, the motion pictures kicked in, and they hired an entire department to oversee the functionality of COVID. Our job on a set medic deal was minimized because we couldn't see anybody that had any type of symptom whatsoever. We had to send them over to COVID. And they tested, on camera folks were tested 3 to 5 times a week. We were tested 1 to 3 times a week. And they're back doing it now.
Yeah, they just did it to me.
because I'm just started working on Gotham Knights.
Really? Well, congratulations
Yeah,
with
man.
that gig.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I don't know anything really about it except Batman's dead, and it's going to be on your CW network. It's all Warner.
Um, out of everything you've done,
Yeah.
I guess I have a two-parter. One, what is the most proud you were of the job that you did? And two, what was the job that you just enjoyed the most? Like it was a blast. You wish you could do that a million times over.
As a producer and a director, you're never. I don't think you were ever totally pleased what you did. There's always something you could have done. That's just a craft person. You know, Sean, when you're doing a tattoo, do you get to the point you kind of put something on there and go, ah, that's it. Can't do anymore. Done.
Yeah.
Or do you just go, thank God I'm over with this thing? I mean,
Wow, did you have to
that-
talk
that-
that whole
that's
time?
that's a great question. It's a tough question, but quite frankly, I don't think I've ever pulled away from anything and gone, that was the pinnacle. Had fun doing it. I mean, anytime we blow something up, I love doing that until you hit the button and it doesn't go,
Are
because
we
that means you
supposed
got
to
to
be?
walk the wire.
Are we supposed to be taking shots every time the word pinnacle is mentioned?
Pinnacle.
Yeah, we have said it a lot
Fan is the
lately.
pinnacle.
Pinnacle? Am I saying that a lot?
We,
No.
well,
think
he
me
said
too.
it like 25
No, he
times, I
didn't.
think.
He did.
Because
Oh.
you're the
Last
peak.
5 minutes.
After you, it's just the real job. Like, I'm so excited.
No. The most fun I do over and over again, I think, would be, special effects is great fun. But on the other side, I love doing, the Halloween. I was most proud of the people that we just didn't think would do anything. And you just see these people shy, inverted, and they just came alive when they got in the costume, the makeup, and they got an idea of what it was they were supposed to do. And they did it. And it just exceeded, hopefully, what they could do, and also what we were seeing to do. The client was always, always talking about it. Well, he's going to Hollywood next year. You're probably not going to get him.
That's a perfect segue into my next question. Do you see
Okay.
you doing any haunted attractions in the future?
Yeah, I hope to. I've gotten some consulting jobs on doing it. The problem on the haunt thing, and I've been looking at a lot of this. I've looked at, what Disney had done, which Disney is Disney. They've got a nice little thing down there. They give candy and, they relight it, and they brought out all of their evil people. Fun. You go to Not Scary Farm, you go to Universal, both LA and here. It's what we weren't. When I've seen videos and when I've visited some parks just recently, there were not the full characters. The costuming was Goodwill. And everything was conflictual. Nothing we did was conflictual. Nothing we did had blood on it. They've got a different direction they want running. That was a no-no when I was there. They want more intensity because they don't know how to teach them how to entertain. The trolls were a big deal with that. That the trolls could have. It's not just Sean, but Sean took it over the top. I mean, the creativity that Sean did. I mean, we're still talking about the drawing at the end of the parade.
Oh, dude, yeah.
When we were there before, oh my God. And the people that came after the parade to see the drawing.
Mhm. When I got upset.
Riding, what was it? Riding the fit?
The footsie wootsies.
God.
You know.
I mean, it was just funny. It didn't have to be scary. And, you know, you could take the trolls any way you wanted to, but they made that character. The clowns had their little clique.
Stupid clown.
All of the different ones had a clique. The one that we really got kind of trashed on was the Seven Sins.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You remember that? When why? Because of I'm guessing because what's the one? What's the dirty, the bad one?
Sloth.
Thank you.
No.
No,
They were probably dressed and more into their costume and makeup than anybody else that we had produced. It was an idea that came out of the office in there. Somebody going, "What are we doing? Oh, Seven Sins!" And the one thing that they don't have, and most people don't do, especially on their walk around areas, there's no base for them to work out of. Just isn't. They finally built some things, and you can see the remnants at their park now, but it looks trashy.
I seen some pictures of this year's Fright Fest, and to me, it looked like a bunch of wood nymphs from Ren Fair. Like I was like, what are these things? Like I didn't know what was going on. To be honest with you, I was not.
Well, I wouldn't say they were wood nips, and only because the people we had quite a few that came out of the Ren Fair. We just told them to mind their own P's and Q's, and you know, you're not just a body with a pulse. You got to do something and perform. I don't think they've got anybody really looking at the entire characterization of what they do. It's airbrushed, and it's like I said, goodwill.
Yeah,
And
it
they're
looks
not
like a hot
complete.
mess.
Yeah, it's, you know, if that's what they want, and at $35 to park.
So let's talk about Six Flags. I'd seen a post on your Facebook about you being kicked out of Six Flags.
No, kick Santa out.
Somebody kicked Santa out of Six Flags. Could you be so gracious as
The
to
Grinch.
enlighten us with this story?
Sure. I contacted Six Flags and I haven't heard anything back from them yet. I went backstage and wanted to see one of the actors that was in Love at First Fright. Jeremiah and I, the last year we were there, we shot all of their Halloween song and dance stuff. And we did some other things, you know, with the groups and things. And I really wasn't going to do much of anything. It was to get my two grandchildren that have never been at Six Flags or really any type of amusement park or theme park. And so I bought tickets to get in. I saw her in the show. I tried to get her email from her and I didn't get it. So I went backstage when I was James that used to work there. He's my stepson. Was going had his helmet and stuff in the car because he just got a new motorcycle and he rode it up. And Lorette was out taking care of him, and I just went backstage and found the actor. I said I'm not going to use her name on any type of publicity, and so far.
Oh, that's fine, yeah.
And they gave me their email address, and we talked a minute and a half. Now backstage, the smoking area, you know where the smoking area was, right there by entertainment, by the backstage of, I don't remember the name of that theater,
Another smoking
Yeah, I know.
area.
Yep.
but you know what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't moved that. And I simply got her email address. I said, how's everything going? And they said, well, it's different. It's very different. And that was it. I was going to send her a copy of the video that we shot, and it's up on YouTube now at JPM013. As a lot of our videos that we did, we just released everything up there, and we'll be releasing more when the new website comes out, which we're working on as well. And right when we were done, I was getting ready to walk back out, and one of the supervisors came up to me and said, such and such, I need to see you backstage. Okay. I walked out, and I had a supervisor, because he was at the blue windbreaker, came up to me and said, can you wait a minute? My supervisor wants to talk to you. Talk to me for what? Well, I don't know, but they want to talk to you. I said, well, should I have my attorney? And no, nothing like
Said
that.
maybe.
They were close by. And I guess I waited about 5 minutes, and I had 4 supervisors, originally 3 security guards, magnified to 4 more security guards, totally surrounding me.
Hell yeah, you made it big.
And the one gentleman that's in the center of that one photo got into me as, you broke, park policy. If you do this again, we'll be banning you from the park. Which I thought was a little over the top of, the supervisor couldn't have just said, you need not to be back here. Oh no. And so I said, look, this is why I was back there. I worked here. I knew some of the actors. I wanted to get an email. That's all I was doing. Sir, back up. Back up, sir. I said, I don't hear very well. I'm just watching your lips. Sorry. I teach law enforcement in Georgia. Calm down. There's no need to be doing this. And I just said, look, I'm thinking of leaving anyway. I got to meet up with my wife. I'll just go back to Georgia.
Mrs. Claus.
And I walked to the left. And as I walked to the left, I just said, you all are nuts. So then the 3 security guards followed me, just like the Sanderson sisters without the leaning back and forth, and walked me to the front gate, which I really kind of wanted to see their little parade. I was there, but I was curious. It was a morbid curiosity to see the characters live, but it was what it was, and I got escorted out of the park.
Sounds like a fun time.
I'm glad the kids didn't see it.
Well,
Otherwise, I probably would still be in jail in Gurnee.
isn't it funny how that works? Like, as a parent, a father, or a grandfather, you always want to do the right thing for the kids until sometimes someone disrespects you or does something that makes the kids see something they shouldn't. Then it brings the dragon out. You know what I mean?
I don't know
Well,
what it feels like.
I'm glad you kind of brought that up. If you think it's easy with this face and this hair and beard, it's not. Thank God I married Lorette, because she keeps me in check. There's a lot of times I wish I would have gone ahead and just taken something, out, and I could. I mean, my pedigree says I can. I've probably got it on video someplace. It's nothing. However, you have to look at the image of what you're doing. I always said you really don't want to get under me or piss me off, because someone's going to pull a video and they're going to see an old man kicking your butt. And the bottom line is they're going to see Santa Claus kicking your butt.
But Santa, isn't it true? You get the joy of giving to everyone else because your heart, Mrs. Claus, gives enough to you for all that you give.
Okay, I didn't. I
right,
I understand the joy, but then Mrs. Claus came in there somehow. I didn't understand that.
This is
I believe she's the heart of Santa.
Yeah,
it's all right. Mick was trying to say sometimes he's not so good.
I got
with
it. I
words.
understand. I've
Even
seen
better
him
than
more
normal
times
people
than
with words.
you understand. I know him.
Santa, actually, you were there when I tried out at Fright Fest, and I didn't really know what to do, so I started headbanging and almost knocked the TV off a stand. And you said, "You're going to be outside," and I was a tunnel ghoul. I was a tunnel ghoul. I was friends with this guy right here. That's how I met you, Santa.
Excuse me.
Did we hire you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Randy's deal. I don't get into that.
He wore a dress one time at a
I
costume.
find no problem with that.
We called
We
ourselves.
had many of our people that presented even back then in a dress.
But the biggest thing is do you remember what the wardrobe director told you?
I looked better than most of the women at the time. Not now, I wouldn't.
He wore the dress better than any of the women wore it.
I had some hips, they said.
Yep, everybody laughed about it long time ago, but look what's coming to fashion.
Yeah.
How are you presenting now, Sean?
Presenting.
Do you want to
This is
tell them
sexy,
about your
Mick.
audition, sir?
Nah. They all know it.
Yeah, let's hear about your audition.
Yeah, let's hear from the man himself. Would you begale us with the tales of
Go ahead.
his audition?
Oh,
Your memory's better.
Sean
than
and I
mine.
go back too far. If he says no, I won't do it.
No, you can do it.
But
go ahead.
there was no headbanging, I can assure you. And no dress was worn at any time. And quite frankly, we were scared to hell of him because we just wanted to hire him because we figure it was better him being on our team than somebody else.
I still
Left
am.
Mick.
I played for a minute. 1 year short. 1 year short of that entire run.
I almost had tenure.
You did not.
I said he almost had tenure.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
Why would I say that?
2 years,
2 years.
10 years.
1 year short of entire run.
What was the entire run?
Well, I don't know when we started. 18 years.
So
Oh, shit.
17.
So you
We
beat.
were
Well,
there,
yeah, you
we
got
were
me.
there for 19 years. The first we auditioned Sean down at God, it was at Marriott that's like on Half Day or someplace down there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That hotel.
Yeah.
That place was fun.
And understand, when we first moved up there, the only thing was the Ace Hardware. Gurney had not been built at all. Maybe there was a Menards. No, wasn't even a Menards was up there. There was nothing. They were
Friday.
still building Gurney Mills. Yeah, thank God that Ace Hardware was there, because otherwise I don't know what we would have done.
You're gonna get your hammers.
Well,
And
I-
and nails.
nails. Got any nails? I
Got any grapes?
Santa rules.
now I know you got a thing in the morning, and we're running later than you would expect it.
Earlier and later, yeah.
But before we let you go, I want to know a couple things about Kemper Center. First,
What would you like to know?
first being, how did that come about?
Riedlinger went up there and made the first. I told him that we're not going back 2009, and that kind of blew up a little bit. And I said, we got to find a place. We got to find a place to put the characters. And he went, and Lorette was working diagonally across the street, knew it, but never thought that we would be able to go in and do it. So I went in and met with a woman and told her what I wanted to do. Probably a little bit of ahead of the game. And then they had their juveniles were working. They gave a part of the building to the juveniles to do a Halloween thing, and we did nothing with them. We gave them a logo, but that was about it.
Yeah,
We
that's
did
the kiddie
consult
area
with
or
them a
whatever.
bit just to kind of be good neighbor type of thing. But Kemper, we thought we were going to get some good publicity from it. We did. We got good publicity, but it wasn't really followed up from the Kemper Center to help us. But I thought the attraction was kind of cool. I
enjoyed it.
It was scary as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, the first night we were there, the damn house just went nuts. We were testing everything. We had smoke, we had stuff going. Sean was a huge deal helping us with the sound on that one floor, and it really did. It made you sick. We had a dog come up. We never found the dog. The trolls were about talking to a woman that came out of the lake back there, and then she walked away towards the lake. I mean, just weird crap like that.
That's what I wanted to get into, because there was so many. I mean, I've grown up in Kenosha, heard so many stories about that place and how haunted it is.
Well, we're running the fog. We had the emergency system bypassed, and all of a sudden it clicked on for some reason, and that whole everything, the floors were strobing up like the tower where the stairs, the
spiral
circular stairway was,
Where the nun fell.
was strobing. The lights were going off. I mean, it was nuts, and fog rolling out of the house. I wish someone had taken a picture of it. It's just hard to believe.
Santa, a long time ago, I used to have in a band, and we had a jam spot there.
Yeah.
I have some cool stories too.
Lorette's looking down the staircase. We had an air cannon straight down that seven flights on the staircase, and you couldn't see anything. You just heard this whoosh, this whoosh of air, and felt a little something. But when she's looking over, she felt a dog rub against her legs. Well, we found out where the trolls were. That's where the pet cemetery for all the pets were buried, right where the trolls were.
Yep.
It's crazy.
The one place we had a nurse working in the
haunted ass infirmary.
Yeah.
Oh man, that place was creepy as hell.
Yeah, I remember.
It was so weird.
The
Well, we
workers
didn't
were
know
saying
they
that was the place that everybody felt uneasy.
Yeah, but we didn't know what had gone on in there. That's where they were extracting the babies.
Oh man.
And it was a horror show in there, man.
Nice.
And I had some really hardened actors that had done it, and it's like, I'm not going in there. I'll stand by the door, but I am not going in there and keep the door shut.
One other question real quick. Georgia, that's your place. My buddy, he's a big one of your former Fright Fest employees, is a big Georgia fan, big Falcons fan. He goes out and sees the Falcons once a year.
Yeah.
It's always around this time, his vacation, and he always goes to Netherworld.
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 Yeah.
have you ever been there? You familiar with it? What are your
I know the guys that operate it. They bought a warehouse. It was first it was off of a highway, and now they've moved over to Stone Mountain, which they've got several. They've expanded. And the nice thing about Netherworld is once they've built it, it's there all year long. They don't have to tear anything out. Their offices are there. They've set up doing one of those get out of the room deals. They've got numerous haunted attractions. Uh, I can't see spending $20 or $30 to do a walkthrough that I do better. I don't like going and seeing what somebody else has tried to do.
that was my next question. You don't like to go see other haunted attractions just to see how they
Yeah.
their takes on things or anything like that?
I see enough photos just off of social media that I got an idea, and I know where they're buying the crap at, and it's crap. It's not quality product. You've got to be very careful with the haunt products. As I usually consult with, and I'll just give you a freebie here. The one thing about doing a haunted house, if you've got a pie and cut it into thirds, 1/3 is lights, 1/3 is sound. Everything else is in that last third. Prop, set, actors, costume, makeup, and whatever effects you want to put in it. But if you control what people see and you control what they hear, I think Sean will testify, you can scare the hell out of people.
Oh, yeah.
And that was on our t-shirt, as you know. The scare, second best thing you can do to another human being.
Absolutely.
I mean, Sean, what did you get out of it? You were really kind of thick into it just because of the Halloween aspect, but there was more creativity and sizing groups up to really know what you could get away with and what you couldn't.
It's an art form. It's good. I mean,
See, with me personally, like I obviously, we've talked here and there. I obviously would like to do a thing of my own. And regardless, I enjoyed working it.
Yeah.
I would like to own one, which is obviously different than being an actor. But excuse me. I also enjoy going through them. And maybe it's because I always did ever since I was a kid, but I go through it more like a connoisseur. Like, oh, that looks pretty. Oh, I like how they did the lighting in that room. Or you know what I mean? And maybe to your point, might be kind of a waste of money for me to do that, but I enjoy the feel. You know what I mean?
No. If you enjoy it, do it. Life's too short not to. If you like doing it, do it. If you're picking up some ideas, but like I said at the beginning of this, if you want the world to be the path to your door, build a better mousetrap. I think I've done that with many things I've done with the television division, with the Creature Crew, with the disasters. I do something that most people do not do. Halloween, we put characters on the street. We didn't send anybody out that went to Goodwill and shredded their clothes and put on and had white paint put on them and told to go out and scare. Nobody knows how to do that. They just don't. If you don't give an actor the parameters of which to work with, how do you expect them to excel? Actors need to be directed. The people need to be educated on what to do. That makes a better working environment, and it makes it fun for everybody that's involved with it. I think that's why we had a very strong return ratio
Oh,
every
yeah.
year.
Oh, yeah.
It's just we just wanted to have fun with it. It wasn't, go out and stare at people. And I mean, I saw like 7 or 8, 10 chainsaws. Now, I'm sure if you start looking at marketing and you start looking, if somebody likes it one time, marketing will go, well, we need to do it 10 more times. And I refrained from that. That chainsaw was a specialty. They got to go through that house to get to that, to see our guy that did it better than anybody else.
Sean Fletcher.
Could very well be. But
Hey,
damn it,
man,
when
I
he was
swung
getting-
that saw too.
when he was
John
getting
Ciotti.
sparks out of it, that was delightful.
Oh yeah.
I see, they got sliders back. Well, sliders are fun, but you got to be careful on doing that. The actor's longevity is not good.
Well, I'm
And-
sure they have no type of training there for their actors at all whatsoever. I'm
Well,
sure.
who's going to teach them?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of us out here that don't know how to do that thing.
What's a slider exactly?
What you have
Run up on you.
And they have knee pads and they slide.
Oh yeah. Okay.
and the titanium rivets are in there. They spark.
Well, it's
Oh,
fun.
cool.
Man. Especially
Ours
when
did. I
it's
didn't see
cold here.
theirs do it, but I mean, we had stuff on it that would spark, which was even more fun at night.
Details.
Yeah, you got to put the effort in to creating something that's fun, not devil worship and you're going to hell. And they've got some tree trunk that's, I guess, their main thing. Their Mayor Slayer, Kronk or something. I don't know.
Did you just say fun? Did you
not
say the
have
word fun?
Did you not have fun?
Oh,
I had fun.
I had a blast.
I like fun. You guys like fun?
I like fun.
I love fun, Santa.
Do you like fun, Pete?
Oh yeah.
You know what that means, everybody. It's time for that game show. Everybody's favorite game show. What's that slur? We're gonna start all you listeners at home. We only have 3 for you today, so let's get right down to it. It's your favorite game show. What's that slur? Are you familiar with What's That Slur, Pete?
With what?
Okay, so this is our game show. It's called What's That Slur? I have gone through previous episodes and words that I had tried to say and excitedly spit out
Something
rubber.
else. Okay.
Right. So basically, we're going to play 3 slurs for you guys and see if you can guess what the slur is.
Oh, I'm
All
glad
right?
it's you guys because I don't hear worth a damn. I cut most of this crap out.
Just make something up.
All right. Well,
Just
well,
make up
we
a
could
word.
give it a whirl.
You
We'll
gotta
see-
play
we'll
with
see
us,
how it works.
Santa.
All right, so the first slur is one word, 1 syllable.
One word, 2 salamis.
One word, 1 salami.
Oh,
2.
True.
Congratulations.
The slur is true.
And just when you think he wasn't listening, he pops one out.
Cool.
I've really been stuck in it this game.
All right, so the next slur is 2 words. 1 word, 1 salami. Second word, 1 salami. Salami is syllable. What you got?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
What you got?
Biopsy.
Ooh, incorrect. Wait, oops, sorry. Oops, sorry.
Ah,
All right.
It sounded like buy up.
yeah.
Ooh, so close.
I got it.
By all.
Did you gotta get 2 in a row.
Congratulations.
He got 2 in a row. What is going
Santa's giving him
on?
the power.
Please listening.
He's no. They never get these. They never
Never.
get these. All right. One more slur. 1 word. 2 salamis.
Santa goes first.
Toad.
Ooh.
Toad. Toad. Toad.
Reindeer.
Toad. What you got? Toad.
Reindeer.
What you got?
Reindeer.
What you got?
Oh, Santa's going first.
Oh, okay.
Tooth.
Oh, sorry. I forgot. I got a
You
buzzer
bet
now.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
What you got?
Reindeer poop.
Toad. One more time.
That's
Toad.
it, Sean. He was gonna say that.
Toad.
I mean, left.
Toad.
Little.
Congratulations.
What did he say?
He said total.
Cool.
Ah, Santa's giving him
Toad.
the power.
Did you get that one?
I did. I got all 3.
For the first time ever, we have all 3 correct answers. What's next? I am at a loss for words. I don't even know how to get this. I don't even know. We'll see if we're going to have one next week. We don't know. We never know until next week. But that was what that slur.
Yay!
What is going on?
I don't know. Those were easy.
Santa knows everything we do all the time. He gave it to him for like that game.
Well, and he is closest with him out of us 3. So maybe he was using his Santa powers. Were you using your Santa powers?
That's why he's
Yeah,
I cannot agree or disagree with anything that's being said.
that's very Santa-like.
Oh man.
Just understand this. I know when you're sleeping. I know when you're awake. And although that may sound creepy, it's really not. Because who am I again?
Santa Claus.
There you go. There you go.
Santa, can I do my ho 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 for you?
Oh, I'd love you to do that. That's very good. More diaphragm, however.
Oh,
And I
what's
want
that?
you've got to kind of push it out
get
when
some-
you're ho hoing.
Oh, okay.
But that's very good. Keep working on it.
Thank you.
Have you ever thought about going white?
I'm confused.
Oh, I'm sorry. I really shouldn't have. It's I'm sorry. That's kind of a trade thing.
Oh, sorry, Santa. I didn't know. I'm learning though, and I might see you on the parade.
Well, I'll be there. We
Sean might
arrive,
come
on,
with me.
we arrive on the 22nd, and then then I've got a TV thing to do on Cape Cod
Oh,
for the Christmas tree shops.
oh, cool.
Where all those migrants were shipped.
Dude, I want a tour with Santa.
Well, you need to come down here. I'm going to be. I'm hopefully going to be with the Atlanta Falcons. I'm the Santa Claus for the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, character name would go
Character name wants
nuts
to come with
about
me.
that, huh?
The one time he'll want to hang out with me.
Last year I did the Atlanta Braves. I won't be able to do it this year. I've got a friend standing in for me.
Okay.
Yep.
Helper.
I'm sorry, Pete. It's this guy. He gets
No,
it.
I understand. I really do. I get it, and I think it's lovely that you brought him into your panel because it really it brightens up things. It really does.
Yeah.
See, he heard of me before, but not the game.
So let me ask you this. So are you guys doing anything for Halloween? Are you doing any haunts, as they call them?
Me and Left Mick are going to a Jane's Addiction concert on Devil's Night.
Devil's Night.
Huh?
I don't know what I'm doing on Halloween yet.
Well, we're going to lead into that. Whatever we're doing.
Me personally, if I was a little closer to the camera, I'd spin it around so you can see the 88 panel walls in my garage. I'm probably going to build a walkthrough because we have a little spot that goes into our backyard. The garage goes through into the backyard.
Right.
Last year, I made a little walkthrough for the kids and stuff. I'm probably going to do it a little bigger this year and actually bring out some more walls. And I mean, I'm not using them anywhere else. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Might as well make some use of it. Like the kids
Well,
have some
and
fun.
and like I said, the deal is 2/3. Understand it's lighting and sound. You don't need a heck of a lot of anything else. If you identify that,
Well, I'm going to have a conversation with you tomorrow about what my idea has transformed into something else, which I think is pretty ingenious, but I don't want to talk about it on a podcast, but I'd talk about it with you
Well,
in a
really?
private conversation. Yeah.
and remember, if you really want to get serious about this, folks, send the money into Two Mix and a Wop. These guys know the operation, and y'all make some money.
Thanks, Santa.
Absolutely. And while we're on that, 2mixandawop at gmail.com. You could hit us up about anything.
At gmail.com.
2mixandawop at
Two Mix
Facebook.
and a Wop.
2mixandawop on TikTok.
Facebook.
2mixandawop on
thing.
Instagram.
That
Obviously, 2mixandawop at YouTube. Our gracious guest, Pete Mitchell. You can find information and booking stuff at jpmproductions.com.
Yep.
Do you have any other thing you want to plug or any other
If
addresses?
you want to, where you're working as the agent for Santa Claus in the 48 states, is santa-arrives.com. You can go up and look. I've got lots of pictures if you want to go up and take a look at them.
Yeah.
There you go.
Really,
Absolutely. We know what he's going to be doing for the next couple days.
yeah, my agent put me in to fly to LA to do a trivia show. Don't know anything about it, but I think it'll be fun. If I do, I'll release everything on two Mix and a Wop. How would that be?
That would be amazing. Really?
I love
Oh, yeah.
Santa.
That's awesome. That is really cool. We really appreciate that.
Oh, sure, man.
Thank you.
So, what's your audience now?
Like right now or like as
Whenever.
it fluctuates. It really does. There's maybe we'll put out an episode and we'll have 150 views. The next week it'll have 25.
That's cool.
We have 29 subscribers, and that's why I always wonder why there's views under the subscribers. But I mean, we're getting there.
Cool.
I want us to grow organically. I don't want to buy into viewers. You know what I mean? I don't want to buy a bunch of bots and stuff, but I mean, at the same time, that's how all these other people start too. So maybe that's something we should talk about. But as where I stand right now, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Well, you got to make it yours.
well, to me,
With anything that you're doing, you got to make it yours.
well, you'll see soon because probably within the next 6 months, the reason this is called not a podcast is because Two Mix and a Wop is a sitcom that we're writing, and we've wrote the first episode, script and all, and we've got about 5 other episodes storyboarded. So we're gonna have a pilot season, and I'm assuming we'll probably end up releasing it on YouTube because things are just different now. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, and this guy actually had the genius idea to say, hey, until we do the sitcom, let's just do a podcast. That'll get our name out there. And it's kind of like the backwards effect. Usually people like will put out a sitcom after they've been known for a while doing a sitcom. And okay, now we're doing this podcast about the sitcom. So
it makes it a lot better. It makes it a lot easier when you're selling it. I mean, YouTube is YouTube.
oh, absolutely.
You can charge it. You can do anything you want to with it. But when you have viewership, that's what networks are looking for.
Absolutely.
They're buying everything. And Netflix is not the main game now. It's, Apple, Hulu has come in. We've got Apple. We've got several shows here in Georgia that are shooting. Did you know do you know that we're shooting, that we shoot Family Feud here?
No.
Yep. We shoot Family Feud. We also shoot everybody except Judge Judy. Most of your judge shows are shot here in Atlanta. We
Judge
shoot
Dredd?
we shoot all of Marvel, and we shoot Disney.
I'd say I never knew that. I thought it was all out of L.A.
Not anymore. We're number one in the country.
Oh, well,
We
that's
did
pretty cool too.
We did $2.4 billion worth of business last year.
Holy crap.
How do you like them peaches?
You like apples?
Every year you give me an orange and an apple in my stocking underneath the other candy.
No nuts.
Yeah, you give me the nuts.
Give you a walnut.
All different kinds. My uncle
Yep.
calls one nut. I can't say it in here.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's what's ever left over in the sleigh, But they're special. They're very special. Just want you to know that.
I feel special having it, and thank you.
Yep. That's very nice. You keep being very good, just like Sean. Watch Sean. Alive. Sean's my little goblin king.
No, he doesn't mean actually like watch me.
Not now?
Right now. No.
Oh.
Just
Santa
keep
said.
an eye out. Just
Yeah, watch for him.
Okay,
take
Santa.
notes.
You could be my little elf on the shelf. You just let me know if he's been bad, and I'll go up there and
Well, we're gonna come see you
get some switches
in
and
New York.
In New York.
We're gonna come see you in
Yes,
New
we're
York.
gonna
We're
go
gonna
to
make
New
it
York.
happen.
I think that'd be great fun.
I know.
All right, Pete. Well, I suppose we'll let you get out of here. We
You got
a few-
nothing else. You got nothing else for me?
Well, I mean, we got a few more segments, but I don't know if you want to stick
No.
around for them or not.
No.
No.
Yeah, that's
Negative.
that's what I figured. And plus, we a collective as a group to Mix and a Wop tried
The
to be as straightforward and straight laced as possible for this interview, because we knew that Santa is important, and we don't want Santa on some
Besmirch you.
right. We're not going to do that. We're not going to.
Well, I think we've kept things kind of open, honest, and straightforward.
Absolutely, but I'm just saying we tried really hard to stifle our potty mouths, and I feel like we did a pretty good job.
Thank you. I was the only one that really kind of let one rip.
I know, that's why I was shocked.
Yeah.
Santa
Well, I owe the elves $5, so
Hey, they need money sometimes, right?
not really.
They're
Not
just
really.
happy to work and whistle.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, they get like a month off before we retool.
Retool. I'll retool you.
No, it's Santa. Watch
And,
your mouth.
Ever since 1965, when they did that television show with Rudolph,
Mm-hmm.
big head. He's difficult sometimes. You talk about people that were difficult. Well, Rudy is.
He's the Tommy Lee Jones of the reindeer.
He doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it.
It's all about
But-
him.
No, we deal with it. We have to use him sometimes.
Yeah. I think
So is there anything else you want to know about Santa Claus?
That's your department.
I
Come on, dig deep. Let's go.
Okay.
You're
I got it.
you started this thing with being open and honest and stuff. Well, I'm waiting.
Santa, you got green or red gloves?
Mostly I do a cream colored, and whether usually on the 22nd, 23rd, I'll bring out the heavy duty gloves, but
Oh, what
I
are
don't
those
wear
ones?
red. Red really kind of clashes the suit,
Okay.
and it's not a costume; it's a suit.
Yeah. Definitely.
Did you say costume?
I did
You
not
didn't
say
say
costume. You
No,
just clarified
it's
for
not.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
letting you
for all
know.
the. That's for.
all the other people out there.
So what else?
I'm colorblind, so would cream be kind of like white?
Yeah, exactly.
What else? There's so much.
So let me ask you this: where are you going?
Oh God.
The background is eating us.
Whoa. Are we gone?
No, you're there.
Oh.
It's whatever you're. It's keying out everything you're wearing.
The camouflage is working.
Yep, it is.
Hell yeah.
Now, where did the WAP go?
Oh, he's
He's
doing technical
with the light.
difficulties of the production
Are
of
you
the
back
units.
again? So when you're trying to put something like that together, how much?
1/3 of my pie went bad.
Oh, that's too bad.
Nice. He listens.
There you go. So, what do you want to know about Halloween?
Well, that's a pretty broad statement.
Not really.
Well, I mean, kind of like
I want to know about the Pumpkin King myself. Is he the Santa of Halloween?
Oh no.
that's a good question. Who is the Santa of Halloween?
Again, you're putting a movie as factual, and that's just not it.
Okay. I
It's
got this.
Disney, and they don't need any more money.
Okay, this is also about movies, but without anybody saying anything. Santa,
Yeah.
Frankenstein or the Mummy?
I was going to ask the same thing.
What?
Frankenstein or the Mummy?
What about it?
Frankenstein Santa or the Mummy Santa?
Frankenstein's been around a lot longer than the Mummy. You're talking the monster.
Yeah.
The doctor.
Yeah. Who's your favorite?
The monster or the mummy?
The monster or the Mummy?
Frankenstein was absolutely. I mean, he's tall. He's misshapen.
Mm-hmm.
Green. Ugh. No, it has to be Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
And I say the female mummy.
Everyone has their opinion.
Now, I would like to bring up something about Frankenstein, and this is a question. Okay, so Frankenstein,
yeah,
Victor Frankenstein, we'll say that's his name, right?
Yeah,
he created
Victor.
the monster, right?
Correct.
He looked at it like his child, correct? At first,
or a piece of art that he made.
Like this is my creation. This is my you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I mean he did it on his own, except for his assistants going and getting a body out of out of a casket.
Right, but in a sense, couldn't the monster be considered a Frankenstein because he gave birth to that monster?
I think they've kind of morphed it over to that, yeah.
Yeah.
But they try to divide that. I think Universal has the trademark and copyright, which right now, if you go to Universal, you can see the Wolfman, Frankenstein, and Dracula serving pizza, burgers, and a lovely beverage, which is absolutely sickening when you go in the park.
Commercial.
But yeah, you could think it. I mean, purists like to kind of go, well, it's this creature, it's monster.
Yeah, that was the name, I think, in the original 1812 book was they referred to it as the creature.
Right. The creature. Oh, we don't have anything else to throw in the water.
Get it?
Well, I didn't pay your power bill. That's okay.
It makes it fun.
So,
that light just
how far out do you think you are from building a thing?
Well, property owners are insane. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Like sellers dictate the market, and I don't know when that switch happened. It's the same concept of like Kelley Blue Book. Like used to be able to Kelley Blue Book gave you a rough idea of what a car was worth.
Sure.
But now you could look up Kelley Blue Book and see that, let's say, for an example, a Dodge Neon 94 is $500. Well,
you see, this
Joe
is
Blow
where
down the street.
you've got to get it creative. Do a revenue share. There's no reason you can't do a revenue share. For 1 year, do a 1 year thing. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And make sure that everything that you put in, we're going to pull out.
My biggest hurdle right now is I want to do it in our hometown. I want to do it in Kenosha, but
They got a lot of burned out buildings, I hear.
one of the
soon?
there's a building that I wanted to get. It's an old Piggly Wiggly. It's real small. You're familiar with Kenosha. It's on 80th Street and 22nd Avenue, that little plaza where they built that new Luperini's. I called these guys up. They said they want $28,000 a month. And I think that's a little crazy. And especially in the same conversation, within 25 seconds, he said 2,500, or he said 25. And I said 100. He said 1,000.
Yeah.
And I paused for a second, and then he says, well, we could do 18. So if you're willing to come down that much just from me hesitating on responding, but probably come down a little more.
Yeah, but you've got to have your stuff together. You've got to put the numbers together of why. And the thing is, it's not for you to go and dicker about location. It's you to give them the opportunity to share in it. Halloween is the second biggest holiday in the world. It's worldwide now.
Number 2.
And you've got to be able to put a book together of a prospectus that has layout, throughput, every question that it could be. When you're selling when you're going to sell your show, you got to do the same thing. And by doing a budget, you then identify what profits can be. Then you've got money to go in and say you could talk money to money, as opposed to, well, what if we did this? I mean, I was hit with a place that wanted to do a Halloween attraction. It was beautiful. We decided about putting in a wax museum, which I thought was pretty scary. But we're talking, for us to do the build out is $500,000. But we're looking at revenue of over $2.3 million.
Yeah.
And that's not working every night. That's basically a 3 to 4 night operation.
Yep.
The money that's in Halloween blows my mind. My girl's she's the district manager at Spirit, and she talks about the money that store makes a day is mind blowing.
So you take that idea and transfer it into having a store at the end of your attraction, because that's how Disney does it.
Hmm.
As soon as you get through with the attraction, then you've got the retail store to sell different products of different things. There you go again. That's too bad. I mean, yeah, there's business behind it. But we had the books that we had just on Fright Fest on the operation. We could know anywhere at any one time where somebody was and what they were doing and the number of hours they were there doing it. We knew when they came in, when they went out, what the costuming was. Everything was in writing. And that's where the business side comes in. I don't have a business degree. I don't know if you've got one or any of you, but if you have the desire, take that desire and put it in writing. That's how you're going to make this thing move forward.
That's one thing I learned from you. If it's not in writing, it doesn't exist.
He says that all the time.
As far as the merch goes, I kind of, excuse me, have a little clothing line I'm working on. It's called Wagwear. Santa, I want to make you a shirt personally from the maker of Wagwear, and just send me what size I need to make it, and I'm gonna make you a shirt.
Well, Mrs. Claus would probably say extra large.
Extra large.
And thank you. Don't make it too puffy.
I don't do puffy.
Good.
He's puffy enough.
But when any of your time that you're trying to do that, you've got then the book made. This is how it operates, and you can see every end of it. And any businessman's going to look at it and look at the numbers you're going to be able to do with it. You know, when you look at the numbers that we brought into a theme park, I was shutting down Georgia at over 30,000 people to the point that we were shutting down I-20, which is the main drag right in front of Six Flags. They couldn't take any more people in. You have to look at throughput, which they don't do now, I know. But that's why they increased the prices of their haunted attractions. When I pitched the park previously, I said, you got to, he wanted it free. And I said, oh, no, you do not want it free. Because then you're just going to have little kids going through it and tearing stuff up. You've got to charge something. Our original price was $8. That's a far sight different than the $20 to $30 people are charging now.
Can you expand on the throughput?
What's that?
Can you expand on throughput?
Yeah, it's the how many people can you put through the attraction in an hour.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
That it's comfortable and it's safe. Fire marshals love that kind of crap.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that we did on a Wednesday night is, and it should be a part of your plan, is an evacuation plan. If you have all of these things there, no one's going to say no to you. But it's the little things that you've got to go bump, 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 bump down a checklist and make sure it's done. You keep it safe. You keep people flowing through it. And what are you going to do if something happens? You have to have somebody there technical. I would say you're going to have to hire 2 people that help build it. Because if it goes down, what happens? You're losing money.
I'm really excited to talk to you about off the podcast about about my idea, because I think it's
anybody else knowing our secrets of the millions and millions that we make just entertaining you.
Yeah.
Well, I think my idea is a hole in one.
That's great.
Oh, I don't get it.
You're not supposed to get anything.
Oh.
No, you got a book, read it.
Oops. I got a few books. You know,
Oh, God.
What?
every Christmas Eve we read it.
Do you? That's good. Mm-hmm. Did you get my new book?
What's that one called?
It's Are You the Real Santa Claus?
Well, that's kind of a trick because you're gonna be sued.
Right. Well, you need to go. What you need is to go up on Amazon. It's listed there. When we first brought it out, it was a #1 bestseller.
Oh, cool.
And it only cost $10. So, and the proceeds go to helping children at their Shriners hospitals.
Awesome.
So there's my thankless plug to everybody. They go ahead and read it, and then when I'm up there, I'll sign it for you if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Are you?
He's probably gonna order it the second this thing is done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, excellent. Order as many as you need. So, Sean, what are you doing now? Or you're the left Mick?
Oh, yeah. That's me.
So what are you doing now?
I'm cooking. Cooking at a barbecue place here in town.
And what are you doing, Wop? That's funny.
Thank you. Well, one of these days I'll have papers to get into Italy. But I'm currently doing nothing, staying home taking care of the baby while the wife is doing the DSM thing. And then when she's done with that, I go back full time to this restaurant. I kind of like the owner's right hand man, so He's got a food truck. I do a lot of work on a food
And
truck.
right
Do a lot of stuff for him. So
And Righty, what do you do?
Oh, I'm a tow truck driver.
Excellent.
Uh-huh.
He is.
So you go out there and pick cars up, huh?
Yeah, like we do accidents for PD calls.
Yeah.
Like you were talking to him about have a safe escape if something were to happen. We got a little plug with some good firefighters. So
Yeah.
we need to all get together and work on
always
this.
aim high and look for an out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about. Because when that cable goes, it could be fun. I watch Parking Wars a lot. That and Emergency 94 or something like that. It's a bunch of Canadians that are up on this horrible road that ices over and people kill themselves.
I don't know nothing about that.
Well, you need to check your local programming.
Okay.
It'll be fun. Guys, I really thank you so very much for having me.
No, thank you. It's been a blast.
You're awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, we definitely need to do this again.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can do post
November. It starts getting busy, and where I'm working this TV show, it's going to get tighter. But
when do you start Gotham?
I've already started. I went in yesterday. I'll be going in Monday.
So was yesterday your first day?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Awesome.
I expect you won't have no free time till January.
That's what I'm thinking. January, February, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, we're shooting the show until February, and then after that, something else may come in, or I may just kind of hang it up and go, I don't want to do it anymore. But
when is yeah, right. You'll never do that. When's this
Indian
game show
wages are really good.
When's the game show supposed to be?
It's supposed to be before the second week in November.
Oh, so that's coming up soon, huh?
Yeah. I just got through with all the base audition crap and that sort of thing.
And you have no idea what it is, what the theme is, none of it, huh?
No, I don't really. That's, you work if you work in it, you just don't, well, what show are you working? Well, who's a star? I don't know. I don't care.
Santa's the talent.
I just don't, what show is it? I don't really know the name of it. Now this one I did know because they had asked me a month ago on availability. So, it's all right.
So we'll
stay away from peanuts.
10 days after that, if that's the second week in November.
Sure.
Cool.
Get on the tickets.
Yes.
Get on it.
And I'll definitely let you know. I'll drop you a line, and if you want, and I'll see if I get a copy, and we'll put it up.
Oh.
That's really a good look, though. You know what?
We're so lights off.
Guys, again, very honored that you want him to have me on. Sean, great seeing you. John, and the little Santa Claus boy, you're very good.
Love you.
You've really been a good little boy.
Thank you.
Now, I've got to ask you something.
Yes.
Okay. What cookie is Santa's favorite?
Chocolate chip.
That's very good. Something about the chocolate chip,
See how fast he said that too? Like no hesitation.
It's very good, but it's not. No, it's not my favorite.
Oh, see, mine's peanut butter, but
we don't bring that up.
How do you spread it?
So, anybody else want to take a stab at it?
I would guess sugar cookie.
Sugar cookie.
I was gonna frosted sugar cookie.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
No.
You're wrong.
Oh.
No.
You've been right all night,
Oreos, man.
Let's see what you say, Sean.
He said frosted sugar cookie. He gets the same thing.
Oh, so frosted. Well, and putting the frosting on it does make it a whole different texture and a whole different surprise in your mouth. However, that's not Santa's favorite.
Snickerdoodle.
That's like a sugar cookie.
Oh, what do I know? Sorry, Santa.
Oh, come on, guys.
Macadamia nut.
It's a
Look at that.
plain as the nose on your face. Christmas cookies.
Santa, you got us good. Christmas cookies.
I'll leave you with that. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Bye, Santa.
And like we always say, be good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. You too. It's been a blast.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
I always believe in him.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was our first, but actually our only guest, because Dale Destruction was our second guest, but we ran a little long, and that's okay because that was amazing.
Santa.
Let me fix this up here. We gotta let everybody know who we are. You know what I mean?
So when you were gone, they said, or he said, "Hey, right, Mick." I said, "Hi, Walt." He said, "Hey, left, Mick."
Did we get the weather report?
I just figured I'd tell you because you never watch.
Why is... Oh, that's why. Boom. There we go. Now we know who everybody is. It's just us. You like that? Like that? All right.
Santa rules.
Let's see here.
Didn't
So
hear them say Halloween's the second biggest.
yeah, we don't care. This is
No, as long as you know.
that's great. Alls I know is oh my god. This just in. We have a serious weather report in from Character Name.
Just speaking the vernacular of the Pacific. Poor little kid, I hope he gets home all right.
Character Name here. Out here in the storm with the weather report. It's October in Wisconsin. Having a little bit of trouble seeing outside the road here. What I can tell, a lot of frantic people out there at the moment. Talk of a tornado. Character Name here. Trying to get through it. Plenty of all right. Everything's fine here. Everything's fine. It appears to be some inclement weather. Perhaps if you're inside listening to the podcast, it'd be a good time to stay inside and listen to Two Micks and a Wop instead of going outside like myself. Character Name. That's right, folks. It's a little rough outside right now. Don't worry, Character Name will be fine. It's my civic duty for Two Micks and a Wop to report the weather, and I will be fine. I'm inside my car, traveling southbound. Little bit of weather problems, but nothing will stop me from reporting the weather to Two Micks and a Wop. Character Name here reporting back still outside, driving in the inclement weather that is Wisconsin. Rain is falling very hard. Heavy precipitation. A lot of accumulation, a lot of wind, but I should be fine. Everything will be fine. As long as I would recommend to stay indoors, I'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen to Character Name?
Character Name okay?
I haven't heard from him.
Oh.
He did that weather report, and I have not heard from him since. I'm concerned about Character Name.
You're not concerned?
No. I'm concerned.
Oh. You were more concerned about Left Mick when he was missing. Now you're just concerned?
I'm just concerned.
Oh.
Concerned.
Easy plug this.
When was I missing? Oh, from that Twister the other day? When I had to find those shoes?
No, it just now happened. That's why you plugged this, because we're on right now.
Whatever. All this sounds gay.
Of a queer with.
Hey, it's everybody's Aunt Michelle, and here we go. Happy Halloween. I hope everybody's having a great time tonight. Tonight, I'd like to tell you a little story that I recently heard about somebody called Julia Jane. Strap in, and here we go. All right, then, love. So, Julia Jane was 17 in 1968, and from what I heard, she had the cancer.